Yeah, we're back again.
Hi.
So,
Mm.
I just recently bought a cable I could connect to the phone to the computer, which may stop that. So
Mm.
although I'm currently not seeing the live stream on my television, so but it is public.
Yeah, I mean, reenactment. I enjoyed it at the beginning, but it got so political.
Yes, it can be.
People were believing their own stories, and I just thought I've got more to do in my life than that. Worrying about it's a hobby. Yeah, that's all it is. It's nothing earth shattering.
Wait a minute, we don't just see that. That's better.
But here we go.
I'm just zooming in a minute, so I have to bear with me.
But
This is a learning
mm,
curve for both of us. And
well,
I'm the one with the
yeah,
technology info.
yeah. I'm just the eye candy.
Here's the eye candy. Yeah, so where was I?
Where was where you got introduced to reenactment?
Yeah, so that's how I got introduced to reenactment, and I think I met Gary Golding on it will be one of the Kirby Hall events, and I got talking to a few of them, and they said, "Oh, you should come and join the Derby group." So that's what I did, and it was always nice because I said it's great to get somebody joining us with a reenactment background. As often reenactment who join are completely new.
Well, I was in the Yorvik herd, as attached to Yorvik, and the guy who ran it, Pete Gardner, was great on teaching you skills, handicraft skills. You'd have loved it.
Oh, I wouldn't have done.
And I went because it was didn't cost anything, and we were supposed to finish at 10 o'clock at night, but 3 o'clock in the morning we're still doing stuff. And then I was moving back because I couldn't afford to live in York. And he took me to one side and said, "Look, I'm introducing you to Derby Group. Make us proud of you." Well, I hope I have. I met Tykeer and this guy Wayne Osborne
Oh, Wayne.
at the Bay Horse.
Did you call him Mad Wayne, didn't they?
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, Tykeer was just this other person in the background. Wayne Osborne seemed to dominate the whole area.
Well, that's before my time.
Yeah, but times have moved on. I also got sent while I was at university. There's a picture of Gary Golding holding a drinking horn, and it was in the local paper. And she said, "Oh, you ought to join this." Well, mother dear, I did. I had some good times with them.
Jolly good.
It's like anything else, but as you know, there was a big political hoo-ha in there. Shouldn't have happened, but it did. So we live with it. What's that on there?
No, I'm just trying to see if I can find a live stream
Oh, right.
on the YouTube feed.
All right. So,
But at least the quality looks
yeah,
good.
I was pagan way before I joined a reenactment group. Uh, like I say, it started because my family were part Catholic, and there was a part of the thing. I was 8 years old at the time. He said, "We're not worthy to eat the crumbs from your table." I nearly stood up in the church and said, "Excuse me, I'm more eligible to sit at the head of the table. Never mind eating crumb. I'm not into being here humble." And
Bar humbug.
yeah, so I keep looking at over there with those two women.
Yeah, well,
But
I don't know why it's not showing up on my television, but like I said, this is new to us.
yeah,
And when you're live streaming, it is a learning curve. But it's good to test the quality, and then tomorrow I'll get these videos will come
oh,
through.
that looks like we're on there.
Well, yeah, there we go. That's the first one we just done.
Yeah,
That's the first one where I had to start again. So they have shown up. That's good.
yeah.
And if I publish them, I can download them, and we edit them possibly into a video. So we'll just keep going, and we'll just keep talking. This is what live stream's about. I know there's nobody watching it at the moment, but you will be able to watch this afterwards.
Yeah.
So, and there's many subjects we can talk about. Really endless. I mean, we could carry on this channel for decades. I think I really do.
If only we could think about them now.
Yeah. Well, silence is golden.
Yeah, so they tell you, not on TV.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean that's basically our backstories. But I mean in today's lady saying I've got a dodgy hip.
Oh yeah.
But
Got a dodgy knee at times.
yeah, I don't know. We're falling to bits.
Too many axes and spears have gone into it. So I dread to get old and get arthritis in it. Yeah.
You don't want to see an arthritic joint. I can assure you. I've seen
That's
those.
5 minutes we've been live streaming for again.
Well, there you go.
I know this is something that the subs really want to see. So, you know, we'll all be looking at doing this on a regular basis. You just have to bear with us while we just get used to the old process.
Well, I think the thing is, if we get somebody else doing this, giving us a topic, then we can sort of carry on. Where
Yeah, well, a lot of time when you when you do a live stream, your topics will just come from this chat section. And unfortunately, I can't see it on my TV if there was a chat thing on the side where I'll be live streaming.
we've got comments, but that's
Yeah, there should be a whole separate thing. So I don't know why that's not happening, but I'll have to figure that out in a private live stream at some point. But yeah.
Well, oh, hang on, so what's that?
Yeah, just going back to the live stream page, see if it appears.
It's loading, it's spinning around.
It should appear there, and then you should have that top chat there, see? There's actually a chat section, Egil. So we're just looking at the TV. I've got a TV over here where I'm
Just
pointing.
come back to normal.
Just type something, see if it doesn't. It says hello. I've got a keyboard here. I know Vikings didn't have keyboards. Why can't you get a keyboard with runes on?
Keyboard some.
Yeah, this is something Vikings never did, is type into a keyboard.
Well, yeah,
And I spelt good and hello wrong as well.
you might have Hollywood do a film on it. I mean, they've done Robin Hood.
They could do a review on this and how bad it is. Get the revenge back for the bad reviews we're giving their trailers, Hollywood.
Up yours, Hollywood.
Yes, well, you know, we could one day make our own Robin Hood movie and do it far better.
Well, not so easy, is it now?
No. Yeah, but you know, this is fun, and naturally you'll enjoy it more when we get people watching and you start getting the questions and comments. And in theory, we can live stream outside in the garden as long as we've got a Wi-Fi connector. And I am under BT, so that is a very good internet service you get.
Oh, someone's happening. Oh, it's you moving that.
No, it's me moving the mouse along, that is. Yeah.
This is all new to me.
It's an interesting thing about Anglo-Saxon houses, because they used to dig a pit underneath, and the idea of that was to get all the cold air to go down into the pit. But often you'll drop things through the board, and then the mice would pick them up and then carry them to the nest. It's often why underneath a Anglo-Saxon house you won't find too many finds, because the mice move them. You wouldn't think that, would you?
No, it's called a Grubenhaus.
Yeah, well, that's a sunken floor house.
They are built on a slight mound.
So I can slightly alter the angle for you to get a bit more of you in. There we go.
Called the Turk.
Dropping my keyboard.
They're found mostly in Germany. I'm determined to get through this. Yeah, they think the sunken featured buildings, I was told, or Grubenhaus, may have been used as a cellar storage space. I don't know, maybe not. But they're very difficult to find. You find the pit, but of course all the
yes,
rest
a lot of it not remaining behind.
No.
Of course, I have one at Westow. It's very nice to go there one day. We'll have to. We will go there one day. We'll have to arrange it through Westow. I'm sure when the channel's much bigger, they'll just die for us to go along, because we're going to give them free advertising. And Westow, Anglo-Saxon reconstructed village, is such a wonderful place, and it's actually the buildings are actually built on the original site of the houses they found. So they knew where the post holes were, and from that they could reconstruct the building. And about 10 years ago, one of the buildings burnt down, and then they redug the archaeology of it. And that was very interesting for them to do that and to see.
The similest thing when I was a student, Castle Hentley's in southwest Wales, where it was a hill fort, but you could see the post holes with the old buildings. So we'd excavate it, and then they were reconstructing. There's a firm called Earthwatch.
Oh yes.
Got a lot of Americans come over, and they were reconstructing these roundhouses. It's phenomenal. You think 3 tons of reeds for the
Oh yes. I mean, you got to harvest all that.
Well, we had to import them, I think, from Romania or somewhere.
Well, in today's modern world, yes. Well, one of the videos we'll be doing soon, and when I get permission from my landlord, where I have my forge, is to demonstrate coppicing during the times of the Anglo-Saxons. I think it's a very interesting subject, and coppicing is a very important thing to do in woods, and not done enough these days. So we will look to find some ash and probably some hazel, and if we get permission, I'll actually physically demonstrate coppicing and how you collect the wood. We could also demonstrate pollarding, but I probably won't demonstrate pollarding. I'll probably just talk about it in front of a pollarded tree. So that's another thing we'll be doing in the future. I mean, the ideas and the amount of content we can make is just really incredible. It's never ending. I mean, and especially all the ideas from our subscribers and viewers, they're just fantastic, and they really do help to make the channel, don't they?
Yeah. Well, we always want to hear from subscribers and comments. As I say, it's not easy to go through them all, but we will, and we will get back to you. But it does take a little bit of time.
It does take time, and I try to be as quick as I can on answering the comments, but just bear with me. Sometimes, try not to speak them properly, my lifestyle can take over, and well, that's the way it goes.
Right.
Yeah, so just keep carrying on, keep talking. Now we're inside the house at the moment, which is why it's probably a bit quieter, and I'm talking a bit quieter than normal, so I do elevate my voice. It's my gaming voice. You don't hear my normal voice. So, rattling his joy.
Yeah, we heard a lot of that.
Yeah. You must have heard them coming in battle.
Well, there's different tactics. I mean, when you see the Sutton Hoo bits, they were actually meant to be in battle. They weren't parade stuff. And it's the same with the Staffordshire Horde. These are all, look at me, I'm great.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Whether they were or not is another matter. But I mean, the shield on the Sutton Hoo thing has got signs of repair on it. They've got gold eagles on them.
Well, you'll find objects with repair, plates on. That's very common. Yeah. I've seen in modern reenactment, wooden cups that have been repaired with silver plates. Because they get a crack, so you wouldn't want to lose your favourite mug, would you? Especially you like drinking mead from it. So yeah, that's all fascinating, and I actually got a cup to repair actually, and I'm going to do that.
And a bucket.
And a bucket to repair. I've got lots of things to maintain and keep, and something we don't often talk about is the maintenance of the kit.
He's also got to glue the scabbard on my sword.
Yeah, I'm going to do that after
it's
this.
Official.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I promise. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I've got some gorilla glue. I can't tell you the gorilla joke I know. Too rude. Told Egil earlier, he laughed. It's about a gorilla and a lion. Just look on YouTube for the gorilla and lion joke from Mike Reed. You'd laugh dying at that. It does make me think. Would they tell jokes back in the day?
Oh, of course they do.
I mean, I think jokes are a very old thing.
You look at the Exeter Riddle book, and that's especially a lot of them play on your own dirty mind.
Yes. Well, of course you say. That's how you think about it.
Innuendo, especially when you've had a few.
Oh yes.
But yeah, as I said, the Exeter Riddle book, it's sort of towards the end of the Viking period, but jolly good fun.
Oh yes, we do have lots of books accessible too, and there's so many books you can read on the subject.
I was thinking, like we said earlier, why not do one a week and see who guesses it right?
Yeah, I mean, how many riddles can we do in a week for?
Well, there you go.
Now at some point I'm going to attempt to write some Viking poetry again. But God knows I can never remember it, so I'll have to read it from paper or have it on a whiteboard. Either that or recruit Take here to come back and remember them. You never know.
Yeah,
What's
you never
this
know.
space?
Yeah. That would recognise it.
It will be. You never know. And we're still looking to find a female storyteller. That's something I'm working on. And I'm also got another friend who I might invite, who's a much younger reenactor than me, called Jamie. So if you're watching this, Jamie, in the future, hello.
Every woman I mentioned to it, I don't know, I can't hear them right. It's something to do with ducks.
Duck.
But,
of course, there is the myth within our folk tales of the Duck of Evil. Have you heard of the Duck of Evil?
not the evil Duck of Taunton.
No, the Duck of Evil is from one of the folk tales that Tirke told. And he created this character called the Duck of Evil. And somehow it's managed to hang around. I don't think it was a story about a hunter and a witch. If I find that folk tale, I'll put it in a playlist. One of these sides, I can't remember which one it'll be on it. I'm looking at opposite on the camera. It'll be the other side.
Some of my best friends.
I'm not pointing towards Egil, by the way. So.
Right. Well.
Yeah. We'll keep going a bit longer.
Oh, good.
Because of course, the longer you live stream for, the more watch time you're going to get. And although nobody's watching at the moment, it's a shame. You're missing out here on some great and fabulous content.
Yeah.
Two Vikings or Saxons randomly talking to you.
So we get more people the longer we are, but nobody's watching it.
Yeah, well,
So we start,
yeah, it takes time. And whether it's not, it might not be shared. I mean, I can't figure out the TV section at the moment. So
You probably find it's actually blasted out all over the world.
yeah, it could be. It would be great if YouTube, when we do a live stream in the future again, YouTube share it for us. Which, I mean, I've seen subscribers with like 10 subscribers being shared by YouTube. So you fundamentally got the chance of being shared and find yourself gaining lots of subs and lots of brilliant comments, which we do want.
It says apply defaults. What's that?
No, that's just to do with TubeBuddy. I use two tools on YouTube. One of them is called TubeBuddy. Thurbert, if you don't use TubeBuddy, download it. There's a free version, and I also suggest you download vidIQ. These are both official tools you can use through YouTube, and you can, if you feel like it, subscribe. It's just about £70–80 a year, or $120 maybe. And I do know that they're all both gaining you a lot of subs and helping your content. I just use the free versions, but at some point I will be subscribing to both of them because they will have a massive effect on the channel and make our content even better. So that's good. A lot of people haven't heard about those two tools. I'm sure you haven't, but you see them there every day on my computer.
I like chips.
Oh, we all like chips and cheese. I love them.
Chips and cheese, that sounds a bit...
Yeah, under the had chips back in the dark ages.
No, because they didn't have spuds.
Yeah, well there you
Well,
go.
the American Indians might.
Yeah.
Or-
Well, perhaps the Vinlanders may have had chips. But,
Well,
or fries, as you call them in America.
I think that'd be further south because it's from sort of Peru, places like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different types of potato.
Oh, there is. Well, sweet potato.
No, there's purple potato.
Purple, yes.
Uh,
I like purple sweet corn, but it's very hard to find.
yeah, that's a bit bohemian for me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, maize, of course, that's really nice stuff.
Yeah.
We see how we're reduced now to talking about food.
Food. Well, I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. I've got a very good talent for making people hungry. Bacon, eggs, sausage, black pudding,
Well,
baked beans.
Sausages is something that have been throughout society.
Oh, yes. I love a good sausage.
Matron. Oh no, stop messing about.
Last night I had a Magnarsson sausage sliced with red kidney beans and chilli sauce. It's one of my favourite foods on camp during the later periods.
Some sausage is nice.
They are nice. I've got some left.
I like it if you chop it up into discs.
Yeah.
Stick it in rice with garlic and vegetables and fry the rice.
Of course, in one of my favourite comedy series, Trailer Park Boys, they call it the cock of sausage. If they've got a nice big one. And they'll often say, pass us your cock of sausage.
Well, thank you very much for putting me off one of my favourite foods.
Yeah, it's just Canadians. Well, if you've never seen Trailer Park Boys, have you seen Trailer Park Boys? Oh yeah, Bubbles. Yeah.
You get a bit over.
Yeah, but that's another subject off subject. So.
I mean, I like American Dad, Roger the Alien.
Yeah.
Thought kudos for him. Principal Lewis.
I could sing you the Cleveland song with my intimidation voice a bit. Anyway.
I'm not a great Cleveland fan, but American Dad.
American Dad's funny.
Yeah, it's got more to it than, say, Family
If they ever
Guy.
wanted two Vikings to appear in cartoon character, then please choose us. You know, we'll be filmed for free.
As long as I can beat Roger.
Yeah, Roger's the alien.
I like wine.
Who doesn't like wine?
Well,
And would they have availability for wine in the Dark Ages in the Saxon times?
there was wine. It was worth a slave a bottle.
Yes.
Well, slave a,
It would have been expensive. I mean, I suppose
Yeah.
mead would have been more common.
Mead, you see, this is where bees, you see earlier on a vlog, they had a god holding bees. And bees, you look at it, honey is the only sweetener you've got.
Oh yes.
Also, it's antibiotic. You put it on a cut, it heals it. And also, it makes mead. Mead was for special occasions, and the average Viking in the street couldn't afford it really. But it's what they used to give the bride for a month, hence honeymoon, to make her fertile. Mostly you drink beer or ale, because water and milk, you just couldn't drink it. It was lethal. I think somebody realised if you boiled the water, it was all right. But then again, you got things like liver fluke in it, which is pretty awful. So they drink about a gallon of beer a day. But of course, you've got things like cider. Get a bucket with apples in it, squeeze the juice, put a cloth over it, leave it for a month. You got knock me down scrumpy.
Oh yes. I never used to like cider, but
Ooh.
gradually drinking on camp, and a very good friend of mine called Robbo introduced me to cider many years ago, and I have developed a taste for it.
Proper scrumpy. It's like swallowing blocks of wood. It's brilliant.
I can always remember a story I was told by, I think, a relative of mine of many, many years back in the 60s when he was in a cricket team and they all went down Devon to play a cricket match. I think this is like a local story, an urban myth, you could say. And after the cricket match, they went to the pub and they only served the cider in half pints. But being men from Derbyshire, we are stocky, big men from Derbyshire, you know, some of us. They wanted it in pints, and literally after a couple of pints, the whole lot of the cricket team were absolutely sloshed, drunk, and could not do anything. And the locals were just laughing at that. I think that's an urban myth.
No, it isn't. Some places they'll only serve you a maximum 2 pints a night if you're not local.
Yeah.
There's a place in York that used to serve a drink called Orkney Skullcracker.
Oh yeah.
My mate Simon had a glass of it. It looks like plasma, but they'll only serve you 2 pints of that because it's 9.5%.
No, I'm not sure what society it was. I think it was the English Civil Society that did an event down south at a cider farm, and on the first night everybody got that drunk that they had to cancel the battle the next day because there weren't enough people sober enough to fight. And I always found that quite amusing.
Proper scrumpy is so highly alcoholic, you wouldn't believe it.
If you're not sure what scrumpy is, that's a cider for our American friends.
You've got to have some bits in the bottom of it, otherwise it don't taste right.
They all talk funny down south. I mean, we think we talk funny, but
goes that far as that, my boy.
Oh yeah, I can't do that accent because I sound all like I'm from Derbyshire. So,
well, I was born in Kent.
Yes, well, we don't hold it against you. You know, you move to the right place, the Midlands. You know, we even like, you know. We've got a rivalry in Derby, Nottingham. That's our rival town.
All right, my duck.
Oh yeah,
That's plenty.
And round here, people will say, "Hey up, my duck," as a saying of hello. And gradually, through my Xbox friends, I've introduced it to America, and slowly it's going to go along America until it becomes very common.
I had such phrases as, "Hey up, my duck, how they doing? I'm walking down Corset to the day," they'll say. And I met our Alex, and "Hey snake," me does say.
Oh yeah.
I met our Alex walking down the street the other day and he ignored me.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can go to parts of Derbyshire in the Peak District and some of the local farmers there speak a Viking dialect, which I struggle to understand now. I always find that amazing.
Well, my brother-in-law speaks miners' talk, and if he knows you don't understand him, he'll speak even quicker.
Of course, we know somebody who had a talk like, I used to do that. And him and his father would talk like that.
What, squeaking at each other?
Yes, that's another story.
I won't get involved in that.
Now, I always like to talk about folk tales for a minute, and I'm very interested in folk tales about, you know, the modern myths of folk tales. I mean, you think about how a folk tale was created, and today's modern folk tales would be, you know, urban tales like the Slender Man. Have you heard of the Slender Man?
No.
Or the Black-Eyed Children?
No.
I had a friend of mine who had an encounter with black-eyed children, which really freaked him out. He was a ufologist, and one night he was out with a friend of his on a starry night, and looking for the sky watching. And it started to rain, so they got in the car, and they was in like the moors, so no houses or villages around. And these two children came up to the window and tapped at the window and insisted on getting in the car. And it really freaked him out because they really did have black eyes, and it really disturbed him. And he told me about it, and whenever he told me about it, he really did look frightened. Whether it's true, I don't know.
I'll tell you something. I actually went to the Nine Ladies.
Oh yes.
It's an amazing stone circle, 10,000 odd years old.
We're going to go there one day.
Yeah. Well,
this year.
What happened was, we took a wrong turn in and went into this 17th century village.
Oh.
And it was odd. There's a massive church, but everybody stopped to look at the car, even the youngsters. And I don't know, it was a bit like the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Sometimes
in bleeding.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably good banjo players, but I called it the Village of the Damned.
I've always wanted a banjo.
They're expensive.
They are expensive.
But having said that, you go there and even people in modern dress looking, oh look, there's a car, let's eat them. And it's just a bizarre place. I've never been able to find it since, or what the village is called, so...
Does it even exist? There might have been the Twilight Zone invented there.
It was a pretty substantial Twilight Zone. The church was massive there.
I get a bit of sun from the window. Just close that.
But you get the feeling the church was the last place they ever used. It's a very bizarre place. There are some out-of-way places, stone circles. There's a lot of them in Derbyshire, tending towards the north of the county. There's Dol Tor, which I've tried to get to. But the Nine Ladies, it's the stones themselves are about a foot high, if that. But well worth a visit, because there's two ways to it. If you go one way, there's a stream you can drink from, and the other one you go across a muddy field.
Well, where they have the Nine Ladies, I think it's some of the purest spring water in the older UK, you know. And whenever I go there, I always take a big jug so I can take some back, because that water is just fantastic.
Well, they also used to make millstones, you can see.
Yeah, they did a bunch of millstones and old buildings there. And for many years, they used to have protesters because they were trying to stop the place from being quarried.
And they worked.
And they had all these weird structures in the trees, like caravans and homemade houses. So I'll give it to those people, because they did stop the quarrying.
Yeah, 10,000 years go like that.
Yeah, I mean, how can you dig up 10,000 years of history just for some blooming stone? It's disgusting.
Well,
And
it's for profit,
yeah,
wasn't it?
and it's in the Peak District, one of the first national parks in the world. You know, this is where, you know, what's the park in America? The Yosemite Park.
Yeah.
Got the idea from. I mean, also Derby is also very known where we come from for having the first park, and that inspired the park from New York, didn't it? So.
Grand Central.
And allegedly the hot dog was invented in Derby, but then again I've also seen about another 30 claims about the hot dog, so I'd say that's a bit iffy.
It's a nice story. That is a case of urban myth.
Yes, probably so.
Are you telling me that until 1934 nobody thought of putting a wiener in a Viennese bun? Maybe it is, I don't know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
I'm sure
Did the Vikings have hot dogs? No. There you go on that one.
But the Romans did have beef burgers.
Did they?
Yeah, they would make pate with meat, pine nuts, sweet wine, and they had a special loaf that they would cut in half and put them. There's more fast food in ancient Rome than we got today.
Oh yes, I mean, I do find British food a bit boring at times, especially when I've been to America. It's bought by choice in America. But what did the Romans do for us?
Quite a lot.
Aqueduct.
Yeah, I must admit I don't like the idea of munching on mice.
Yeah. Roads.
Well, they say
Sanitation.
The roads actually, the Celts built roads. They were wood, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And as for sanitation, well, if you go to Mohenjo-daro, which is in Pakistan now, there's about 5,000 years ago they have indoor plumbing.
I'd like to go to Iran and dig up a load of buckets of silver dinaries.
Yes.
Because apparently you can dig them up by the bucket load there, and they're very cheap.
Well, they still use them. It's very high quality silver.
It is right. I do have one.
I did have one, but my ex-sweetheart...
I could get it out for you. It's only over there.
Oh, he's moving around.
Well, I'm moving around.
So, I see you've grasped...
Oh, I'm holding my pattern welded sword.
Yeah.
You can have a look at this on camera. You can see, but you might see the pattern welding on it.
Well, it's actually got an edge on it.
It is a sharp sword. And this is a walnut handle. And this is like a very early Viking sword from the 6th century. So it's a Vandal period sword. Vendel. I always call it Vandal. Vendel. The problem with this period is there's too much to know.
Yeah, well.
And, you know, you can mispronounce things.
Right. Okay. Well, swords. Oh.
You're about getting fed up sitting down now.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think at that point, because we have nobody watching at the moment, I'm not sure whether this is being shared. Scratches his chin, but I will publish it afterwards anyway as an extra video. So yes. So thank you very much for watching this after the live stream. And in between now and next time we film, I will be doing some more testing, probably privately, to try to figure out the settings and figure out why I can't see it on my television so I can see the chat.
And until we meet again, stay groovy.
And another thing, just before we go, is that what we can do with a live stream is that we can schedule it and then advertise in advance. So
Yeah.
let's say when we start getting together on a Saturday, we want to do a live stream at 1 o'clock, or we can advertise it beforehand, and then our audience, our fantastic subs, will know that we're going to live stream.
Yeah.
And
You've got to get the timeline right, because what's 12 o'clock to us is 6 o'clock in the morning. In
yes, I mean the biggest time zone difference would be 8 hours. So naturally, if we start live streaming 2 o'clock and we do 3 live streams in a day, it won't be too much, would
I
it?
think New York is 6 hours behind us.
Yeah, New York is 5. If you go across some of the time zone lines, it goes up to 8 in California. I'm not sure about New Zealand; they might be even further apart. But
Whatever.
so watch out for the more live streams in the future. And as always, I'm your host Bragi,
I'm Egil,
and we'll see you in the next live stream or the next content video on our channel.
and as I say again, stay groovy, because he's gluing my scab.
Yeah, I'm going to glue a scabbard now, off camera. Razael, good health.
Bye. God, my horse. Right, so I'll start getting changed.